This is Melvin and Shanequa Wilson from Real Talk. Today we're going to do a little something different. We're going to talk about us as a couple, as a married couple, and how we stay the way we are in this relationship, and happy and married, and I ain't saying happy all the time, but in this marriage, and how we compromise and with our vows, and how we stay, authentic with each other. And it really matters, and that's what we're going to discuss on today.
I tell you right now, if my wife wasn't happy, she wouldn't be here.
So that's what we're going to discuss on today. We want to talk about how we got here where we are. We want to talk about the children and the blended families, and the different walks of life, where we come from. Especially me being a evangelist, a minister already in the faith when I met him, and speaking. And he's coming straight from not knowing God, or not saved but knew of God, but now he's in a relationship with God. That's very important, especially in a relationship, in a marriage relationship. And once we understand that in a relationship, in the communication piece, and we bring two families together and we made one. We want to cover all this and how we had to set up, with the financial side of it, and the different things that was invited in the relationship, and how we had to handle different things.
Amen. It was, good role. I mean, I'm happy that God has appointed me a great wife, an awesome woman of God, someone that I can speak to, and that she would understand where I was coming from, because I'm a city boy. I came from Detroit, Michigan originally, and my wife is from the South, so she's from North Carolina, and we were in the military together. So we had different walks, growing up differently. And when she was raised in church, I wasn't really raised in church at all. We just went on the holidays. We was the holiday church going folks. We probably went to church twice a year, unless we went over grandma's house, and then that's when she'll take us to church or whatnot. But it was great to be amongst someone that understood that I needed something great in my life. And when you asked me to come to church, I thought it was the best thing ever. And Lord and behold, I went, and I was happy that I went on that day.
But
it was good.
What we don't want, see, sometimes in relationships, people force people, or they try to force people. But the thing was, in this relationship, he studied me. It just wasn't, I was doing this or I was doing that or something out of the way. He watched my walk, and the things that I did, even as a leader in the military, and what I said was authentic. It was true. If I said it, I done it. And I think that's what really drew him more. Like, what is she doing in her life? She's sticking to her words, and she doing things like that.
And when I seen that, I was like, man, I wonder what's going on. I like this. It's kind of interesting. And then I would go to see other people preach and things of that nature, and I was like, man, they were like, come on, you want to be an usher? We're going to usher. And I'm like, I never ushered anywhere, so I think this might be kind of cool. And they brought me along just to see the environment and how it goes down. And I was like, man, I'm loving this. And it's like thousands of people loving God the way they do. And when I seen that, I was like, man, I've seen hundreds, but now I'm seeing thousands. This is awesome. I really like this. So I just like the way she invited me in, you know what I mean? And invited me to come. And it basically was my choice. And we were just friends at the time. And I was like, man, I got to keep this woman as my wife, because for someone to think about my faith, to think about my heart, to think about my walk with Christ was really big to me. That means that she really cared about me more than anything. And I remember she always told me that I love God more than I love you. And I used to be like, what? See, an unsaved person would be like, what are you talking about? What do you mean you love God more than you love me? And I was like, all right, whatever, I understand that. But then again, I had to think about it, that if she loved God more than she loved me, then she will always do the righteousness of God. That she will never tarry from that. And she will always do me right, because she knows that she loved God more than she loves me. And I was like, man. And later I was like, man, you know what? I love my wife like God loved the church, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I gotta love my wife more than anything. Not when I found out that my blessings come from loving my wife the way it does. That's where all my blessings come from. Man, I was getting blessings upon blessings because of how I treated my wife and how I treated my family and how I went about things and how I didn't want my wife to be upset about certain things. I always wanted to be optimistic about everything, and I wanted to be optimistic about how it was going down. But it was good.
And what he's saying is he wanted me to be optimistic because that's his personality, but he didn't try to change me. He wanted me to see the good side of things. Right. He brought balance in the relationship. Yeah. Because when you're raising children, because like I said, we're dealing with a blended family, and you become a single parent through different things that happen, different circumstances that happen in your life. And sometimes as a mother, you got to become that parent that holds the father role and the mother role. But only thing I knew how to do was be a mother. So that balance part was missing right there, and he brought in a different dynamics of, especially because I only had females, I had young women, so it wasn't really too strict. I was just letting them know this is what you will not be doing. But he came in and loved them as a father figure. You know, he stepped in their life and he took completely over, and it was really a different dynamic, especially because he taught me even how to tenderly love them or handle them in a whole different dynamic. Because, you know, when you're being raised and you've been through some pain in your life or you've been through some stuff, you tell another people, you don't need a man in your life to do this. You can do this by yourself. In actuality, you do need that balance in your life, because that's why God told Adam in the garden, it's not good for you to be alone. It's not good for you to be alone. But you need a helpmate, and he gave him a woman. So a woman, that means the same thing for you. God didn't just create you and didn't have you a partner right there to help, because we're here to help each other, especially in a relationship, to communicate effectively, apologize often, to bring balance to each other, just to help. You know, and to have a partner, a cheerleader that's always in your corner, and it really means something. It really, really do mean something to have that person that's going to push you and push you more than anybody, that always support your dreams and don't and tell you never to give up. You know, your parents do it, but what about when you get grown and it's time for you to go and you're now living on your own, and he's like, I'm not going back to my mom's house. I know my mom or dad, I know they're going to tell me this, but I want to do this. But you need that helpmate with you to show you that, you know, and be the balance in the family. And I thank God for giving me this man that even he know my voice when I'm sad, or when something really going on, and when I'm agitated, or when I'm frustrated, and he want to try to fix it, and I'm like, calm down, I just need you to listen to me. You know, and he come in there and he still gonna try to fix it, but I know that's what his
every man is built to try to fix everything. But we have to understand that we're here also not just to fix, but also to be attentive ear. So I remember when I tried to fix everything that my wife had an issue with. Anything that went wrong, I go into protection mode. And that's everything. Even with my children, I'm like, I'm the protector. What is wrong? Let's fix this. No. Who I need to call? That is the way men are tailored. We're wrapped that tight. You know, that's the way we rap. So I had to understand that my wife just wanted to listen. She wanted a person just to listen to her. Just to hear what is going on. So a lot of times we have to just listen, stand still. You know, God gives us 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that's to listen twice as much as we're speaking. So that's when I started listening more than I'm speaking, and that helped out a whole lot. And I'm like the biggest cheerleader, you know what I'm saying? As a man, when you're the biggest cheerleader to your children and also your spouse, I mean, you know, when I'm a cheerleader to my wife, it's like the biggest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? My wife is like, that's what I'm talking about. She'll let me listen to anything that she has first, just so she can get the okay. And a lot of times, my wife won't even accept anything no one else says until I give her the okay. Like, yeah, that's really, really good. So she'll ask me a lot. So what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And that is big. So when you have your wife's ear like that, you know what I'm saying? Or when you're, you know,
the support. You got, I mean, am I saying that right? Your wife's ear, or yeah, or her heart, or not. But if she knows that you're gonna listen to her, and you're gonna be able to give her the real, authentic truth, because real friends are gonna give you the real, authentic truth about whatever it is. They're not a yes man and a yes sir. It's like,
yes ma'am or whatever. It's like, okay, whatever. No, I'm gonna tell you the truth about it, whether it hurts or not, whether you want to hear it. I gotta tell you the truth. But I gotta be passionate about it. I gotta have some compassion, because I don't want her to be like, you know what, I don't want to go to you anymore, and that would hurt me. You know what I mean? That would hurt me, because I was like, I'm not there to hurt you. I'm there to help you, but I want you to listen to me, just like I want you to listen to me if I have something. So that's good.
So, and that's what we do. We communicate often. We definitely communicate often. We apologize. You know, if we're in the wrong and we know we're in the wrong. And my husband, he's very. I used to tell him, I don't like that sarcasm. You know, I need for you to be really, you know, where I'm. He's more of trying to make it a laughy thing, but I'm like, no, I'm so serious right now. I'm not sarcastic, you know. So, and so that's the difference enough, you know. That's the balance.
She's too serious, yo. Listen, the way I am is I'm like, I don't like to get mad about certain stuff. Because dogs only get mad. Dogs only get angry. Animals get angry. I get disappointed. You know what I'm saying? It's a new word now. You gotta be disappointed about it. So if you tell a woman that you're disappointed in the way that she's acting, she'll listen a little bit. Other than being, I'm mad at you or I'm angry. Okay, we'll be mad. Whatever. But the thing is, I like to like make a joke about some things, so I wouldn't be upset. I try to think optimistically in my mind. I'm just gonna make a joke about this, because obviously it's really funny. But my wife don't think that it's funny at all. She'd be like, nah, this ain't a laughing matter. This is for real. I'm for real right now. I'm like, well, how can you be for real about it's okay. But I have to understand that certain things will push a button. So you got to be careful not to push certain buttons. So that's why the 5 love languages is really, really serious. You need to know your spouse's or your wife's 5 top love languages. I'm telling you, when you know the top 5 love languages, you can't go wrong. I'm telling you. And then it changes.
So do we get in disagreements? Of course we do, you know. You probably see that on Real Talk. Sometimes it's a lot of tension going on. But guess what? We don't stay like that all the time, you know. It's to the point of, okay, yeah, you could be upset right now, but we're going to discuss this, you know. That's why we call it real. We're authentic people. And when we mess up, or if I mess up, or anybody mess up, right where they at, we correct it right then. We don't hold it. Yeah. Because it's nothing that I want it to pierce my heart with, because I don't want to be mad at you when I could have embarrassed you out there. No, we ain't going to embarrass each other. I'm going to let you know, look, I know you just didn't talk to me that way. We correct it right then, like I'm your spouse. Just like, you don't do that. That's disrespectful. So, and that's how we learn. And I think that background came from the military aspect of our life. It didn't come from me being raised with my mom and dad for 18 years when I was young, because I was out in the military longer than I was with them.
2 leaders.
In different aspects. And that's how we handle different things, you know.
When you got 2 leaders, it's going to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? We're 2 leaders, born leaders, raised leaders. We're raised to win. We're born to win. And when we went into the military for 20 plus years, that's all we thought about was win, win, win. And I'm the leader. I'm head here. We can compromise. We can work here. But you know what I'm saying? If I don't like your idea, I'm going to go hard with telling you, no, this is not it. In your face type deal. So we had to understand that. And then we would have a lot of debates. When we first got together, we would debate. We could be a part of the debate team. I'm telling you.
My mama used to always say that.
We were the debaters, she said it.
The great debaters.
We were the great debaters. She made us watch the movie. It was funny.
I wish they had a debate team, because all my children are definitely debaters. They'll be amazing lawyers or whatever.
But we come with some good facts, though, and some good opinions. But the thing is, when you think about it, when you're disagreeing with each other, the way you do, if you argue with each other, you're arguing with yourself. So you got to know not to argue with yourself. I mean, it sounds kind of...
We can agree to disagree.
We can agree to disagree.
The thing is, but when we debate with each other, we lay out all the facts of why we feel the way we do. And in the middle, it's going to be a happy medium. And that's what debating is about. Because especially in a marriage, it's like, whatever you want. No, I'm not like that. No, it ain't no whatever you want. No. If you want me to cook chicken, take the chicken out, sweetheart. But tonight, and you take it out, because I'm gonna cook the vegetables and the potatoes or whatever need to go with it. You know, and that's compromise. You know, we talk about compromise a lot. Maybe my husband want to go to Six Flags, and I'm like, okay, let me put it on the calendar, because he optimistic. He'll do it right away, but he just need to give me a few days. But let me put that on the calendar, because he know I'm a calendar. So we learned that about each other. That just didn't happen. Shanequa, you know the kids going on spring break. Can you find a day on your calendar that we can do this, or we can go on vacation? You know, stuff like that. And I said, sure, babe, I'll give you the date. And that's what we do.
We built a strong communication. Every happy house, happy wife, happy life, happy spouse, happy house. I'm telling you. But if you have communication in between the two, you can't go wrong. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. Communication is the key. It's the key to all things. God is the key to all things, but I'm telling you, through finances, through your relationship, through your timeline, and you have to respect each other's timeline. Respect each other, and you will never go wrong. I'm telling you. There will be some hiccups, but you will never go wrong, and it will work out.
That's just like me setting appointments, and I'll be like, sweetheart, you got anything on your calendar for these 2 days? And I'll wait and make sure he don't have anything on his calendar before I plan anything. Right. Because it's very, very important that I don't make him feel that what he got planned is less important than what I know I need to do. And it's vice versa. Because his stuff is just as important as what I do, and mine is just as important as he do what his is. And the thing is, with us being retired out of the military and we doing new careers or trying to start getting something started, and we share our life and our experiences with you guys, and you see us being authentic on Real Talk and sharing about the Word of God, especially as a man and woman of God, it is very important of how we converse and how we communicate. And even when we up here great debating, even on Real Talk, laying our opinions out. Sometimes the men agree, and sometimes the women agree, but in the middle, we ain't mad at each other when we off the Real Talk. We really don't, like, it was handled for us. You know, so we got a husband and wife team looking. We don't want you to get off upset because it was handled for us right then. We know the settlement.
And also, when we have a disagreement in front of the children, we don't like to do that in front of the children. It's not good to do that in front of your children if you have like a disagreement. Hey, let's go to our meeting area.
It depends on what the agreement is.
Depends on what it is. But if it's something where we don't do the mommy-daddy game with the children, no. If the children ask my wife for something, know for sure that she's going to say, I got to speak to your dad about that. If the children ask me for something or ask me about something, I'm going to say, well, rest for sure, I'm going to talk to mom about that. We'll see what's going on. I want to talk to her. We'll think about it, and we'll give you guys a decision after we're done talking. And that's the way it is. We are a united front. They know good and well that they can't go, to her about something and not to me. And that's with anybody. That could be with your children. That could be with your friends. That could be your family. Because, you got family, friends, or whatever. They'll ask you for money, or they'll ask you for something out of nowhere. Like, let me borrow your car for a week. You be like, hold on. Let me ask my wife about this first before we get to it.
And basically, even with that, me and my husband still date.
Yeah.
We go on dates every week, sometimes more than every week because he's with me every day. So to me, going to the store and spending time when we talk about stuff, we making jokes, that's dating. Hey. When you in high school and you want to court them, or what you say, courting, or whatever they do.
Yeah, I guess the Southern girl said courting.
What you say?
I don't know. I said we going out. Right.
Is it your girlfriend? Your boo thing? What?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? My boo thing. We going out to a matinee. You know what I'm saying? We dollar movie back in my days.
We date, we communicate, we ask those hard questions that you think you knew before you got married. Because sometimes when you in a relationship, you compromise so much that the other person never get to know what you really like, or what foods you like, or what your favorite color is. And sometimes it's
more than that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get in depth with your spouse, or your significant other, or the fiance, or your girl, or whatnot. You want to get deep in. You want to know, all right, what if she asks you what food do not like that I cook, you have to be authentic and say, I don't like this type of food that you cook, even though I eat it, but I didn't know that you didn't like that. See, my wife didn't know that certain foods I didn't like and certain foods that I did like. I just eat what she had given me because I didn't want not to eat I didn't want to not be fed for a week. So I I didn't want to debate on that. A man ain't gonna debate over the food. He ain't gonna eat for me.
Let me tell you, once he told me, I stopped cooking it that often.
Right.
You know, because and it was just like, okay, well, I like it. Yeah. But let me tone down on it. So every once in a blue moon, I might cook it because it really didn't bother me to compromise that about him, because it's like I want him happy just like I'm happy. Right. You know, so I would change the dynamics of the setup for that. So that's really, really good. Even when it comes to the blended family, we need to go more, you know, because we're so blended. And he brought 3, and well, we got I got 5 and 1 by you.
Well, you got 4, and then we had a child together.
Okay.
And then I had 3 together. That made 8.
So we got 8.
So we got 8 total.
But we only got 2 here left.
We almost an empty nester.
No,
so
almost.
We got
our
2
youngest
left.
Is 6.
But you know what? It's good because the children always come back for great advice, great mentorship. And they always say, you know what? We love to have a relationship the way you guys have it, because you guys bring the best out of it, and I'm loving that. And that's what it's all about. So that being said, get with us on Real Talk, and you will see more, because we go in depth on situations that happen in our lives and questions that are put out, and people have certain topics that they want us to speak about. And we talk about it. And I'm telling you, we authentic about it, and we're straight real about it, because there's no other way to be authentic. You know, God didn't make us to not, you know, to create us to be non-authentic about whatever we do, because we're real. You know what I'm saying? You only live once in life.
So with that being said, when you're in a relationship and you love God as a man and woman of God, don't mind apologizing. Be authentic about everything you say. Love each other. Show affection.
Always.
Still date. Say you love that person every single day. You know, don't miss the opportunity to tell your spouse, I love you, and give him a kiss and show him or her that affection that need to be shown at that moment, because you never know when that day will be the last day. And we thank God for you guys joining us. We talk about a whole lot of things on Real Talk. Now you see us more relaxed and chilled, and you know, not like pushing, but we're here. Amen. So thank you. And you can reach us also on our website, www.hswwglobal.com. See you soon.
Amen.